welcome to today's video. My name is Reagan. I normally do book content and today's going to be another book video. This is going to be one of my BOOKMAS videos and we are discussing my reading goals for 2024. Every year I set reading goals. I always set a Goodreads goal and I also make a few other smaller goals, and this year is the same, so I thought I'd share my reading goals for the year with you. And first we're going to be starting with, of course, the classic Goodreads goal. This year, 2023, I set my Goodreads goal at 100 books and I'm very close to achieving it. I'm at 97. 2022, I read 105 books. My goal was 100. 2021, I read 52 books. My goal was 50. In 2020, my reading goal was 20 books and I read 21. And in 2019, my reading goal was 50 and I read 85. I have had various amounts of reading goals throughout the years. The past 2 years, I've done a goal of 100 books, and it's looking like both the years I'm going to complete that goal, so I'm hoping to complete that goal again in 2024. I feel like 100 books is a good amount for me because if you break it down, it's a little less than 10 books a month. I feel it's pretty realistic to set my goal for 100, but also a challenge. Moving on to reading goal number 2, I want to read more diversely this year. I always want to read more diversely. That's kind of a goal every year. This includes reading more diverse authors and more diverse characters. I think everyone should make it a goal to read more diversely. It's very important to learn about different people. And reading is such a beautiful thing because you get to be in the head of someone else when in reality you will never be able to. It's very important to me to get into characters' minds that I don't personally identify with as much. You're never going to get to be someone else, so to be able to be in someone else's mind and learn what they could go through and learn how different people struggle is really important. Also, supporting more diverse authors is important. It's always a goal to read more diversely. I always want to broaden my horizons, if you will, and get into other people's heads a little bit, to learn other people's stories. That's the beauty of reading, and why not want to do that more and more every year? Reading goal number 3 for me is to dip my toes into the mystery thriller genre. I'm actually making an addition to this goal right now because I realized saying I'm going to read the mystery thriller genre could entail reading one book. I'm gonna say I want to read 10 books that are mystery thrillers. That gives me a number, that gives me something to work towards. Not only do I want to read more diversely in my characters and authors, but in my genres. I tend to stick to the genres I am most comfortable in. That includes romance, fantasy. Sometimes I do a literary fiction or a classic, but not often enough to call it one of my favorite genres. But I would say romance and fantasy are where I'm most comfortable. That's what I've been reading since I was a child. It's important to me to dip my toes into different genres. If I don't try it, how do I know I don't like it? I did a little bit of that in 2023. I did a few mysteries, I did some horror, I did some literary fiction, I read some classics. So I had a pretty good year in terms of reading diversely for my genres, and I want to continue that into 2024. So 10 mystery thrillers. If you have any recommendations for mystery thrillers, please leave them in the comments because I am like totally new to this genre. Please recommend any that you like in the comments. Moving on to goal number 4, I want to read 4 classics this year. Sorry if the camera moved around a little bit. That's my bad. I got up and did some adjusting to the camera, but I think this is achievable, but I think it will be challenging. In 2023, I read a few classics and I really enjoyed them. One of my favorites that I read was The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I had to read this and write a paper on it. I read it twice this year. There's gotta be more classics and modern day classics that I would really enjoy in a school setting and out of the school setting. So I wanted to read 4 classics in 2024. That's a very achievable goal for me, but it does take a little bit of the pressure off of just reading them to hit that goal and more of a goal to actually like enjoy them. I want to find 4 classics that I genuinely enjoy and had a good time reading. For my 5th reading goal is to finish my reread of the Throne of Glass series. I talked about this in my 24 books I want to read in 2024 video. I have read Throne of Glass before. I read up to Tower of Dawn. I never finished Kingdom of Ash, never started it. So I DNF'd the series and I've been just sitting with that for like a year or 2 now, and I want to finish the series. So I'm going to start my reread. There are 8 books in the Throne of Glass series. My goal is to read 1 a month and finish my Throne of Glass reread. It's about time. Like, that's really just the crux of this goal, is it's about time. It's like a prominent displayed spot on my shelves and I haven't even finished it. My reading order is going to be Assassin's Blade, second or third. I need to double check on where people recommend it goes, but I read it first the first time, so now I'm going to switch it up, see what I like. And I am going to attempt to do the tandem read. I think what stopped me in Tower of Dawn, well, first of all, I got in a huge reading slump, like biggest reading slump I've ever been in my life. It wasn't as enjoyable for me as Empire of Storms, because Empire of Storms was such a good book, and Tower of Dawn after Empire of Storms was very hard. So I definitely want to try the tandem reread since I read them separately the first time. I'm doing the opposite, doing the tandem read this time. My sixth goal for 2024 is going to be finishing 50% of my TBR. 50% of my TBR meaning the books I started with when the year started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to film a video showing every book on my physical TBR in the beginning of the year so I can go back and remember and recall what was present. And then 50% of those books I want to have read. Last year, I pretty much renewed my entire TBR. There's very few books on my TBR shelf started with me the last year. I've been doing a pretty good job of cycling through my TBR books and every year starting fresh with new TBR books, and it'll make me feel better about buying new books because I read my old one. My seventh goal and my final goal, complete 10 of the series that I am currently in the middle of. So I just I'm starting to update. This is not good for me because I have my computer in my lap and now I'm updating all the things on my Notion that need to be updated, and I shouldn't be doing that because I'm literally in the process of filming a video. I'm in the middle of 25 series. I would love to get through 10 of them. I'm going to add more, so at the end of the year, inevitably, there will be probably about the same amount, but if I could finish 10 of the series that I'm in the middle of, that would be tremendous. Because a lot of these series are series that I should have been done with by now, or at least up to date on by now. That is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing all my goals that I've set for 2024. Please, if you're watching and if you continue to watch my channel, keep me accountable for all the goals I've set. This is Bookmas Day 6. You should stay tuned in for Bookmas Day 7. You should watch Bookmas Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All my socials will be linked down below as always. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.